In this video, we're going to explore how you can use an array Unshift in JavaScript. And this is a JavaScript tutorial for beginners, where you will learn the basics of JavaScript. And this is absolutely essential, and the main reason for this is, if you're going to learn about Chart.JS, you should know definitely how to read and understand arrays, and how you can modify them. And the main reason for this is, Chart.JS works with arrays, and knowing how to use arrays will give you a big benefit in creating and drawing proper charts. Alright, so let's look at this, what we're going to do. Well, you can see here, first of all, let me start with the basic. What is a array Unshift? If you understand arrays, an array is basically a value or a variable that contains multiple data points. For example, if I would say month, you could say January, February, March, April. That is basically an array. So imagine you have a month array where you have January, February, March, and April. And with Unshift, what you can do basically with Unshift is adding a value in front of it. For example, you have January, but you want to add December. For some reason, you need to go 1 month back. With Unshift, you can add values just 1 month before or one step back, putting them at the first of the array, while the others will move to the right. And that's very useful. So let me show you here exactly what we have here. So for example here, this is a very basic Bootstrap template. And what we want to do is once we click on this button here, we should see here Unshift event. We're going to do this and we're going to create one right now. Alright, to do this, first of all we're going to work with a few basic items, which is the console log. We're going to first create an array. So we'll say this is the constant, is month. And our constant month is basically an array. We're going to create this array right now. So what is the array? Let's say we have Feb. No, sorry. Make sure that this is a string. So it's Feb. And then again, string here, March and April. All right. And what we want to do now is, we do first a console.log. We're going to echo out or display in the console log the month array. So if we save this and refresh this, you will see now we have 3 data points in our array, and we have February, March, and April. We want to add up here now January by clicking on Shift. So how do we do this? Well, 2 things. First of all, we have to create here a event handler or event listener on this. So here we can give an ID, and this ID, because we want to do it on a click event. So once we click here, we want to say here array add. So in here we will create first a constant, and this constant is array add. And then we say here document array dot element. Oh, so get element by ID. Now, what is the ID we want to select? That is the array add, which is also our constant here, just for simplicity's sake. And then we say here array add dot add event listener. And then in here, so how do we want to trigger this? Well, we want to trigger by the moment we click this button. We click. And if we do that, we should have a add value function. So we're going to trigger the function. What's the function name? In our case, I'll call it add value. You can use anything else as a proper name, whatever you prefer. So we say here function add value, which is the name that we just assigned to. And then in here, we will put in the Unshift function. So if we have this here, we say here Unshift, or basically we get the month dot Unshift, and what value are you going to add up here? Well, we say here January. Once we did that, we need to make sure we have the console log again for the month with the most updated version. And if we save this, you will see now, let's refresh, nothing happens. Right now you can see it still works fine here. It's just console log is. And then the moment we click, as you can see, now we have added January in front of it. And this is a very useful thing. Imagine with charts, and you can imagine if you have charts and you're working with selected dates, where you have to select 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, or whatever you want, or you can even zoom in into a week. So probably you understand here you will work with shift, unshift, and multiple ways of doing this. So this is the way how you can work with this. And if you like this kind of video, subscribe to my channel. If you have a question about this, just post them in the comment section below. And if you're interested to learn this together with Chart.JS, check out my Udemy course, where you can find the link in the description box.